And Jack, your first game, you said you're taking us to Cincinnati for an AFC North showdown between your rivals, the Ravens and the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going to the jewel of the Ohio River, so to say, Cincinnati. When you open your newspaper on Monday morning, it's going to read, Bengal bounce back. This Bengals team was sloppy last week in Cleveland, 24-3. Nothing looked good. Burrow was horrible, and since he was horrible, Chase did nothing. All around nothing. But they're a great team. And typically, great teams who can contend know that it really hurts to start 0-2. They're going to come home against a rival, their home opener in Cincinnati, off a beatdown, and they're going to play much better, like what good teams do. They're going to bounce back, and they'll take care of business at home against the Ravens.
Okay, so you have Cincinnati rebounding against Baltimore. You mentioned teams that are 0-2. It's I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it's like less than 40 teams have ever gone to the playoffs or something crazy.
It's an immediate hole. And look, this Bengals team has been 0-2 and they've recovered from it, but it's an early hole.
It's funny how the teams like the Bengals, who you just trust. Think about the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, the Bengals, Joe Burrow, and the Bills with Josh Allen, all lost their opener. And normally you'll have people who are panicking. Like, I'm a Vikings fan. We lose the first game, and I'm very uncomfortable for what the rest of the season's going to be like. But we're kind of giving these guys a pass, and you should because they're great quarterbacks. But with the way that the Bengals were beat down in Cleveland, should be concerning to some degree to Bengals fans, no?
Look, yeah, if you get beat down in Cleveland, well, I'd say no. I'd say if you get beat down in Cleveland, then you come home and you lose to Baltimore and you're 0-2 in the division right off the bat, that's concerning.
So that's when you would start to panic.
Yes. Not week 1 in Cleveland. You got to come home and beat Baltimore.
Would you even, I mean, you could probably even push panicking down a couple weeks down the road. 0-2, you can, like you said, they've done it before.
They have, but it hurts not to just start 0-2, but to be 0-2 in your own division in the first, before week 3.
They were 0-2 last year, right? They lost to you guys, and then they lost to the Cowboys with Cooper Rush.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, right. Yes, it was last year. Yeah.
And then they wound up going 12-4, 12-2 down the stretch.
You're going to be 0-2 in your division.
0-2 in division is
that hurts. Before week 3, that hurts.
And this one's a home game. Now, let's talk about the Ravens a little bit. J.K. Dobbins, oh my gosh.
I got the Gus bus in fantasy.
Pour one out for J.K. Dobbins over here.
I got the Gus bus, round 14.
A hard hit to my fantasy team. Torn Achilles. So he's out for the year. Same injury as Rodgers, I believe, right? Torn Achilles for J.K. Dobbins. The Ravens, they struggled in the first half with the Texans. 7-6 at halftime. They wind up pulling away down the stretch to comfortably win that game. But it wasn't exactly pretty throughout most of it. One thing that we were paying attention to or trying to focus on was how will Lamar Jackson and these new weapons blend together? And Zay Flowers, your guy, looked really, really good. 9 receptions for 78 yards. Looked quick, looked explosive. Exactly what this Ravens offense needs. Odell had 2 catches for 37 yards himself. You have to hope that as the season goes on, he gets his feet under him and that offense with Lamar Jackson can continue. Mark Andrews was out, right? I believe Mark Andrews didn't play. So
I can't. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he didn't play.
He didn't play.
So you have another big-time weapon coming back for Baltimore. It's a great opportunity for them to grab that 2-0 lead, 2-game lead in the division. If they move to 2-0, win a game in Cincinnati too, against probably your top challenger. We don't know where the Steelers or Browns are yet. We'll get to that game later on. But yeah, great opportunity for Baltimore. I'm still a little hesitant to be confident in this team yet. I don't know why. A couple months ago, I was really feeling it, but then the more I started to watch things, the more I started to, I don't know. We'll see if Odell can get, there's just so many new pieces. It might take a little while for it to look like the final product we'll see at the end of the year.
That's a fair assumption. I mean, Zay Flowers, he was awesome. I was just watching our a reel that we posted a while back of who we were giving draft grades.
Oh, your favorite pick,
and I gave Baltimore an A+ because I like Zay Flowers, fit a team need. I saw a little bit of a Tyreek Hill comparison. He can reach his top speed in 0 to 100 real quick, but he's young, right? It could take a while to gel. I mean, I wasn't super impressed with Odell overall. I mean, I'd expect more than 2 grabs. This team will be fine, but again, I do get what you're saying. Not jumping the gun. I totally agree with that.
The J.K. Dobbins injury, he's better than Gus Edwards. He's better than Justice Hill.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's more explosive. People haven't really talked about that too much. when he's out, when he's gone, I just think you kind of lose a dimension of that offense. Now, we all know that Lamar Jackson is the number one threat when it comes to running the football in Baltimore. But J.K. Dobbins, like, don't underestimate how important he was to the team in finding full potential as an offense.
What do you mean?
What?
The dude hasn't played in 3 years.
Yeah, but when he plays, he's good.
What, one game? We have no idea what he's like.
When he's played, he's been good before. There's a reason that people are high on him. It's because he's a very talented running back. He can catch the ball, he can run.
Yeah, whenever Dobbins has played, he's been the best guy in their backfield for sure.
But this is why you give Lamar Jackson that big contract, to win games like this. This game, even though it's week 2, we'll look back on this as a really important game in the AFC North.
And it's huge, too, in the fact that Baltimore, they ended up winning big, but it was against Houston. They were supposed to win big. And it took them a while to get going. If they now go on the road to the teams that Lamar's being paid to beat and will be paid to beat later in the season, and they don't perform well, that's not a good look.
Just because it's early in the year doesn't mean this isn't a huge game on the schedule.
Be 2-0 in the 2-0, 2 games ahead of the Bengals already.
Remember Marlon Humphrey too, not playing in this game. Could that be a big benefactor for Joe Burrow and that Bengals offense that's looking to get going as well?
This would be a big. I mean, an eighth of the way through, the Ravens would be 2 games up on the Bengals if they win this game.
Yeah, that'd be big. All right, so you got Bengals bounce back.
Bengals bouncing back about 28-21, something like that.
All right. I like that. I'm leaning Bengals right now, but we'll give the full picks in our game picks later in the show.